the three things. So it's great to see you all here tonight. How's the level? Is that okay? It sounds very loud for me at the front. I've got a loud voice, so I have to tone it down a little bit. So anyway, it's great to see you all here tonight. I know you've been listening to Matt and you're getting a feel for what NLP is. And it's probably starting to make a little bit more sense. So I'd like to just take you back to the summer of 1981. It was a hot summer in 1981, and I was 9 years old. And I'm sure you can remember when you were all 9 years old. And if you were anything like me, you were very curious as a 9-year-old, but you didn't have a care in the world. And I remember the summer in 81 very well because Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer were just about to get married. And the royal wedding was in the media everywhere. And it was a really hot summer. And I was just looking out of the window in the summer of 81. I could see, obviously, all the wildlife. I could hear the sounds of the birds twittering away. I could feel the heat of the sun on my face. And also, I could smell that fresh, cut grass smell in the air. And then I heard something. I heard a voice inside. And that voice absorbed my attention. The voice took my curiosity, and there it was again, that voice. And the voice was there. And it said, the winner will get to go to the brand new theme park that had just opened, Alton Towers. And they get to take a friend too. And that voice was Arcala, the Cub Scout leader. And my attention was drawn from staring outside of the window back into the room. You see, he'd just announced the fundraising competition. And the winner, it was about selling chocolate bars. And the Cub Scout who sold the most chocolate bars would get to go to a brand new theme park that had just opened, Alton Towers, and get to take a friend too. And right there and then, me and my best friend, Billy Spangler, we made a pact. If Billy won, he would take me. And if I won, I was going to take Billy. And Billy didn't waste any time. Off Billy shot like a rocket with his bar of chocolates, a huge stack of them. And where we lived, there was a huge road 2 miles long. It could have been 20 miles, because as a 9-year-old, we had small legs and little feet. And off he sat, knocking on the door to door. Hey, mister, hey, missus, do you want to buy some bars of chocolate for the Cub Scouts? And he sold a few. He ate a few more, but he must have lost at least a stone in weight in that heat, traipsing up and down that main road on the estate where we lived. And I did things differently. So I went home, and I prepared, just like the Scout motto, be prepared. And I went inside, and I fought differently. You see, I had already won the competition. Inside my mind's eye, I could picture me and Billy at the theme park on those roller coasters. So I prepared, and I did things differently. And then an idea popped into my mind. It wasn't the first time I'd done things differently. See, I left school in 1988 with no further education. I got to what I thought was the peak of my academic ability. I didn't quite believe in myself back then. I didn't know NLP. And what I did, whilst I didn't have a bachelor's degree, I had a certain attitude, and I had a PhD in results. I had this pig-headed determination, this pig-headed discipline. And that attitude served me well. And in my early career, I would use that attitude. And I remember on one occasion, I went out, I worked hard all day, and at the weekends and evenings, I studied hard at my own cost to gain some academic, technical qualifications. I was in IT and computing back then, which would benefit not only myself, but more benefit the organization I was working with. And I went off my own back and did that. And the interesting thing is, my colleagues around me would say, why are you doing that? That's stupid, Steve. Are you paying for this training and doing it all yourself? You won't get any recognition from the company for it. It's stupid. And then an interesting thing happened. Things over a period of time just started to click for me and just fall into place. And then here's me, the new guy, who'd get promoted over people who'd been in the organization for years. And then those same colleagues would say to me, Steve, you're just lucky. Do you remember when an idea popped into your mind and it was brilliant for you? And then from the deep, dark recesses of your mind, another idea voiced its way through all the enthusiasm until it shouted, yeah! But what if you fall on your face? What do you do if you fall on your face? Do you jump right up and hope nobody noticed? Do you care more about what other people think than what you can learn from this? Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and even the people sitting way at the back, welcome. Ouch. Do you feel I stayed down too long? Have you ever stayed down too long? See, I worked for others for 15 years, and then I borrowed £20,000 back in 2004, and I went for the Great British Dream. I started my own business. I can see you're all impressed, and I don't want to brag or anything, but in a short space of time, I took that £20,000 debt and I doubled it. Overnight, I turned my company into a non-profit organization. But then I realized I wasn't the only one to fail and fall on their face. So I fell financially on my face. And I remember my next crazy idea. I was listening to a motivational speech by the great motivational speaker, Brian Tracy. And Brian asked the question, what would you do? Or what would you dare to dream if you knew you couldn't fail? And I thought about it at first. And then bing, it came to me. I'd be an NLP trainer. But the interesting thing is I didn't know NLP back then. See, who do you want to be? What dreams do you have? What prevents you from taking that next step? You see, so many of us can see clearly where we want to go, yet we go back and forth. If only I just had enough time. If only I had a little bit more money. Or like me, if I had just worked harder at school. But we don't take that next step. We get there, and we just struggle for the fear of failure. But if we were to just take that next step, oh, you're going to like that feeling. So who here is entrepreneurial? Okay? Who here has had a crazy idea? And who here has been afraid to take the very next step for that crazy idea? You see, to me, NLP kind of sums it up. And I know Matt's already spoken about what NLP is, but I'm just going to go back to Richard Bandler, the co-creator of NLP. And he sums NLP up as an attitude and a methodology that leaves behind a trail of techniques. And for me in business, which I know Matt's going to talk about next, so I'm not going to step too much into the applications in business, but to me, it infuses everything that is entrepreneurial about everybody and enables us to overcome obstacles in our life, get over the fear of failure, to be able to take that next step. You know, it leaves us an attitude of curiosity, an attitude like I had of pig-headed discipline and pig-headed determination to be able to succeed where others have failed. It gives us a methodology, a simple communication model, which allows us to get our message across to anyone, which is extremely powerful and valuable in business. It also gives us a set of methodologies which you've already experienced a moment ago in terms of building rapport, not only with matching and mirroring physiology, but also with voice tonality. And it's extremely powerful. And then obviously the trail of techniques leaves behind an opportunity to model excellence, which I'm sure is something that Matt might talk about a little bit more, but it enables us to take all of the great things around us, those beliefs, those attitudes, and if we see excellence in others, so on an entrepreneurial stage, and obviously in business, for example, if we see an excellent salesperson, if we see an excellent presenter, if we see someone who is absolutely excellent at something that they do, there is a set of techniques that enables us to replicate that. We can take all of the excellence and we can model that and install that same set of beliefs and replicate that in ourselves. Now, to me, in business and in entrepreneurship, that's extremely important. It's extremely valuable. There's 3 types of leaders, I like to call them. There's a strategic leader. Okay, a strategic leader is the big thinker. So he'll arrange in the organization all of the big thinking, the great ideas. Okay, and that takes around about 9.5% of leaders out there are really strategic. They come up with really great ideas. Then there's 90% of the tactical people. Okay, the tactical executives. They play a very important business because they run most organizations on the planet, and they deliver the strategic plans at a tactical level throughout the business every day. And then there is 0.5%. These are both strategic leaders and tactical. People like Steve Jobs. So they have the amazing ideas that they can think about at a high level, all the abstract, crazy ideas. But they also have the ability to deliver those at a tactical level with precision and discipline. These are the people like Steve Jobs. They're extremely rare on the planet. And with NLP, it enables you, with that attitude and that methodology and a trail of techniques, to be able to be both a strategic thinker and a tactical thinker. And it gives us opportunities to use things like chunking. So in our communication, we're able to chunk up at a strategic level, and then we're able to chunk down and obviously get to very, very specific in our communication. So that, to me, is what's powerful in terms of business. So let me wrap up now. So as we fall on our face, we learn from that ouch. And every business leader, every successful person who has fallen on our face learns from that mistake. You see, they don't take it as failure. In NLP, we don't believe in failure. We believe in feedback. And when you fall on your face, you get valuable feedback, which enables you to take the next step towards that future that you want, towards those dreams. And I didn't want to look back on my life and say, I never did try the NLP thing, but I paid all my bills. And every one of us gets to a stage in our life where we get stuck. We've got those goals and dreams. We absolutely know that we want them, but we're afraid to take that very next step. And if we just remember to lean forward and take a risk and fall on our face, we still made progress. And I'd made some progress. Those same colleagues of mine who said, Steve, you're just so lucky. I went from stupid to lucky overnight. Now that's progress. And I made progress inside in my room. That idea flashed in my mind, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. And off I set with my stack of chocolate bars, and I positioned myself outside of the local grocery store because I knew people would be coming to the store to buy things, and I knew they would have money. And everybody entering and going into the store, I asked them one simple question, and that question was, would you like to donate some money to the Cub Scouts? And some did. Or would you like to buy 5 chocolate bars so that me and my best friend Billy Spangler can go to Alton Towers? And in the summer of 1981, me and my best friend Billy went to Alton Towers. Thank you.